Welcome to this online lecture about literature review. In this lecture, I will explain first what is the purpose of a literature review. Then I will explain how to conduct a literature review, followed by explaining what a theoretical framework is. Fourthly, I will explain what a literature map is and how to use it. And finally, how to write about your literature review. The purpose of a literature review is to find the first answer to your research question. You do this by showing what is the body of knowledge on this research subject. And ideally, or in most cases, you find a gap in this literature, and this is your starting point for your research design. A second benefit from doing a literature review is to come up with ideas for your research design. Conducting a literature review consists of 4 steps. First, you identify keywords, then identify useful literature and organize this literature. And in the end, you write a literature review. Usually, you identify about 3 to 4 keywords, and then you start generating alternative versions of these keywords. Check for English and American spelling, as they might come up with different types of literature written in either Europe or in America. You can use all possible terms to search for literature. For example, if you think about design, you can think of alternative words like innovation and development. You can also choose to exclude words in your search. For example, if you want to search literature about design but not about graphic design, you can list graphic as a word to exclude. Where can you find useful literature? You can find it in encyclopedia, journals, academic journals. Systematic reviews can be conducted, and this is often already done, and you can find these review articles. You can read books, you can read conference papers, which are quite similar to journals, only they are often a bit shorter and not about finished research, but more about research in progress. And you can look for dissertations of PhD candidates. Of course, you can find a lot of literature in libraries. Libraries also have an online platform where you can search for what they have available. And ideally, you make a list of 50 reports or books or journal articles which you find interesting. And then you start skimming the abstracts or chapter headings if these reports or books or articles on your list are really useful for your own research subject. And also helpful is Google Scholar, and I'll explain later on how to use this tool. But first I want to explain that you should always check if this literature, this book or this article is valid research. Check if the author is a researcher, a PhD, and also check whether this research conducted or this book is really accurate. Is it up to date or is it old information? And then, of course, always check, is this relevant for my study or not? When you are in doubt, you can always assess this later on. Then you should start organizing the literature. You do this by creating a literature map, and this map shows the literature that you find relevant for your literature review. And then you also show the relation between the different literature, between the different books and articles, and how they are connected together. Also important for processing the literature is to draft summaries. And in these summaries you state the problem of the research in this literature, you state the purpose and the focus of the study, and you provide information on the sample, the population or the participants of this study, and you show key results identified in this study. Advanced part of your summary could be also to show what are the technical methodological logical flaws of this research. And you should keep this, for example, in a database that can help you to easily retrace what literature did you find. When you start writing your literature review, it's very important to write everything in your own words. And if you want to use quotes, use this sparingly and not too often. Always cite ideas and quotes with in-text citations. In the end, it is very important to list your references. And you do this so you can acknowledge the work of others, and you can also provide the reader a reliable path to the original source of your idea or your citation or your quote. And we use here at school the APA referencing style, and to find more information on this style you can go, for example, to this link or search for APA style in Google. You do this to avoid plagiarism. Plagiarism is copying without citing, paraphrasing without citing, or using other one's ideas without citing. So always make citations within your text, and in the end make a nice reference list of all the sources that you used to write your research article. Are the basics of how to conduct a proper literature review. You can find more information on Blackboard, and this is the end of the major part of this lecture. I will continue after this to explain more about how to use Google Scholar and how to use the citation system in Word. So first I will explain more about the use of Google Scholar. Go to the home page and there you find a search bar. And then always click on Advanced Scholar Search. Then you find more search bars which you can fill in, and you can fill in as many as you like. You can also fill in already the author, you can fill in search words, you can fill in dates or years where the research is published. And then click on the search button. Then you find a list of available literature on this subject. On the left side of the screen you can find some filters which you could apply. And on the right side of the web page you can find if a free PDF is available of this particular research article or book. And you can also find, if you're at the school campus, if this is available at our own library. Okay, now I'll explain more about how to cite while using Word. There is this Insert Citation button on the References tab, and if you click on this, you see the following. In this screen, you can fill in all the details of your source. You can select a source, for example, book. You fill in the author, the title, the year, etc., and click on OK. Then you arrive in the new screen, the Source Manager, and in this you find the master list of all the sources embedded in your Word system, and you can choose any reference from this master list and you can copy it, and then it will be part of a current list that is part of this particular Word document. Once you're ready writing your article, you can easily insert a reference list at the end of your article. Alternatively, you could use other ways to organize your literature, and one of the examples is RefWorks, which is available at school, or your Google Scholar account.